Hello everyone, this is Gary from the Seer's Cave, and before I start today I just want to thank everyone who left your wonderful messages on my previous video welcoming me back. That really does mean a lot and I'm very grateful for that. Now, before I get to the cards today, I just want to take note that we're in a day 5. We have the 3rd of the 5th, 2013, which is 8, 10, 11, 14, 5. So this equates with the tarot to the Hierophant, which is very much about being grounded and having a spiritual authority and faith and belief in yourself. And also, interestingly, with the runes, we've got we're actually with Rad or Rido, which is a journey. So it's worth bearing in mind that today could well be a day of believing in the path that you're choosing to take, believing in yourself and your ability to travel that path. Now, the decks that I'm using today, some of which you've seen before, one of which you have not. I've got my Ancient Egyptian and Norse Tarots by Clive Barrett, and I've also got my Mythic Tarot, which is a Greek themed deck by Juliet Sharman-Burke and Giovanni Caselli. And then I have a new deck, which is the Babylonian Tarot. This is something I was drawn to recently, and this is by Sandra Tabitha Cicero, who, in collaboration with Chick Cicero, created the Golden Dawn Ritual Magic deck, which I also have. So our first card for today is the Princess of Wands. Here she is with this vibrant, I love the colours in this deck. We have this vibrant combination of pinky reds, oranges, yellows, and we have this kind of turquoise green at the top as well. Now, on the card itself, we have a name which is Sarpanitu, and I looked this up, and Sarpanitu is actually the consort of the Babylonian god Marduk, and Marduk is not only the patron of the city of Babylon, but he's also the supreme Babylonian deity, having taken over from some of the older sky gods and supreme deities from Sumeria and from Mesopotamia in general. And Marduk is a very, very powerful, aggressive war god, and his consort, Sarpanitu, has a lot of those qualities of being very strong, in a sense having to be, in order to be able to keep up with her husband. So she was seen very much as a goddess of creativity, of strength, of a kind of a womanly strength, in a sense that you've got this sort of, it's not quite so aggressive or so forceful, but you still wouldn't want to mess with her. And also fertility was something that she was very associated with. So we have that aspect here of the Princess of Wands, which is speaking of beginning enterprises, creativity, creative ideas, getting things moving and started. And we have that innate strength to make it happen. And interestingly, as I look at the colours that we have in this card, what's jumping out primarily, even though the card is very red, is actually the orange here, the yellow, and this sort of turquoisey blue. Now, the orange to me says confidence, self-esteem, belief in oneself and one's abilities. The yellow makes me think of optimism and being convinced that it can work, having a very optimistic and favourable view. And the green, this greeny blue, the sort of turquoise, reminds me of the throat chakra. So communication in getting things moving today could be very important as well. Now moving to our next card, we move to the ancient Egyptian tarot on a different deity set. And we have the High Priestess, which is Isis. So here we have intuition, we have the ability to know what is needed, what is required, to have that knowledge in a sense on both sides of things, not just a sort of practical knowledge, which probably would be more the magician. Here, what we're dealing with is someone who has esoteric knowledge as well, and has a really, really strong sense of just intuiting what is needed and what is right. And again, we have a little bit of an interesting thing with the colours, because we have a lot of blues and reds, so we have that fieriness again a little bit here, but we also have the blue communicative throat chakra indicated. And indeed, Isis herself is a goddess who showed that she's very capable in her endeavours to resurrect her husband Osiris after he was destroyed by Set. So again, very, very capable goddess, indicating that we ourselves can be very capable today. And our third card is the Seven of Wands. And again, we've got this strong, fiery energy. Now this time, we see Jason and his Argonauts fighting for their freedom, really. They have been stopped or captured, and they're basically trying to get out of the situation and push through. So here with the Seven of Wands, we do have obstacles, we do have things where we've got to, in a sense, stand our ground, but we've also got to deal with the challenges that are coming in. So it's not necessarily plain sailing. When you're dealing with trying to get any new venture going, there's going to be inertia, is the word that I'm getting. So you have to deal with the challenges that you're faced with, and you have to push through them. And that is what Jason is doing here. And our final card is another fantastic one. We have the Empress. This is from the Norse Tarot. Now in this deck, we have Freya, who was the goddess of love and fertility, but also leader of the Valkyrie, and a very, very powerful protective goddess. Not somebody you'd want to mess with. We also have a runic symbol at the bottom here, which is Yera, and this is harvest or year, and it suggests that what you have is a period of working hard, a period of planning, executing, and then after that cycle completes, you harvest the fruits of those labors. So here we have an indication that we can be very successful today. We've got a lot of support and backing, certainly it would seem from the heavens, and we have the ability to work hard, achieve, and then enjoy the fruits of those labors. So, very interesting reading today, and we have 3 goddesses in our reading. Sarpanitu, Isis, and Freya. A combination you wouldn't want to mess with. In a sense, we can be seen as Jason being supported by these ladies. So, as a quick recap, we have the Princess of Wands getting things started, being creative, initiating action, and having the strength, the optimism, the confidence and the communication skills to really make that work. We have the High Priestess, intuition, knowledge, knowing what is required in order to make things happen. We have the Seven of Wands, suggesting that we may have obstacles to overcome. We may have things to deal with that are trying to block our path, but we just have to get past that inertia to make things move along. And then we have the Empress, suggesting that the outcome could be a very favourable one indeed, and that after some hard work and some effort, we will be able to harvest the fruits of our labours. So I hope you've enjoyed these cards of the day and this deity grand square reading. Please feel free to leave me some comments and let me know how these themes interact with your day today. It'll be very interesting as always to hear. As well as that, do be aware that I do still offer readings through my website, www.theseerscave.webs.com. I did have some people asking after the last video, so yes, I do still do that if you would be interested. I want to wish everyone a really strong, fiery, determined, energetic and successful day today, whatever you do. And as always, wish love, light, blessings, win and frith to you all.